Hey guys, SuperHorrorBro Mike here, and in today's video, we've got a Bendy news recap, as it is, of course, the Bendy 5th anniversary today. So to all of you Bendy fans out there, I want to say happy Bendiversary, as it's called. It's 5 years today since the first version of Chapter 1 of Bendy and Ink Machine released on Game Jolt, and I remember like how different the game was back then. Of course, it went through many iterations over the years. The visuals were massively enhanced, new parts were put into the levels and they were expanded, and the game, you know, that you buy today on Steam is very different from the game we all played back in 2017, but it's been quite the journey. And you know, the last few years, Bendy's been on like a low profile as the team at Joey Drew Studios have been building the new entry in the series, which we're going to talk about soon, that being Bendy and the Dark Revival. This is the upcoming game from Joey Drew Studios, the new version of Bendy, and it looks really promising so far, but we haven't seen too much on it. Now, a lot of people were expecting this being the anniversary that we would get a new trailer maybe, or a release date. It doesn't look like it's quite time for that yet, but what we did get was a brand new screenshot. So I thought I'd make a quick video today, not just to say happy birthday to Bendy and all you fans out there, but also to go over what this screenshot includes and just quickly analyze it and put up a video for today. So without further ado, let's take a look at this screenshot. As you can see guys, it is very visually impressive. Now the art style is of course the same as the first Bendy game. We're not going to get photorealistic visuals suddenly, so it does look similar to Bendy and Ink Machine, but the lighting is far more improved, the shading is improved, and the texture work also is more detailed. But you can definitely see from this screenshot when you compare it to pictures from the original game that there's a big improvement there, and you can see all the love and attention that's gone into creating this world for us. It looks very atmospheric, it looks very creepy, but what does it actually show us? Well, first of all guys, there's actually some really interesting stuff on this image to pick up on. If you look to the right of the image, you can see a contraband section, and this seems to be a wall of sort of contraband items which have been placed behind glass. The glass is cracked, I don't know if we're going to be able to access it. Probably it's just an Easter egg, I'm guessing, because we can actually see the looking glass tool that Henry acquires at the end of the game and sees all those secret messages with. I made a theory a while ago that those messages were perhaps left by the new character Audrey, but we don't know yet. But that looking glass tool is in the contraband cabinet, alongside Sammy's record, which of course is Sammy's ritual item we place on the pedestal in Chapter 1, and the old faithful axe, of course, which was our companion as we travelled through Joey Drew Studios and slayed all manner of inky monstrosities. So these three items are obviously very iconic for the Bendy series, but we've also got to ask why they're labelled as contraband and held behind this cabinet. Well, to me this suggests that it's because they all were part of the original story of Bendy. The axe was obviously used by Henry to hack up different ink monsters, and as we said, the record was used in a ritual, and of course that looking glass tool helped people find their way around the studio and expose the truth behind Joey Drew's horrible experiments. And so these items may play a key role going forward for anybody who wishes to do new Ink Machine experiments, because they all are tied to the old ones. So for example, if the Gent company wants to do its own Ink Machine experiments, these items could be used in those experiments in some way, as they have ties to the old ones. We don't know quite yet why these items are here, but it is interesting that they are labelled as contraband when they appeared in the original story. Now we can also see guys on this image that there is this whole section called the research wing, top level badges required, and then across the research sign it seems there's actually blood on there. I don't know if that's meant to be blood or just paint, but it's not actually ink. You can see there's red splatter on there, which might suggest this is going to be a little less family friendly, a little more violent and gory than before. Maybe not everybody in this inky studio is actually made of ink this time, and there are actually people who bleed real blood, I don't know. But across this paint or blood, whatever it may be, we see something else written in ink, and it seems to be a message left by the lost ones, and it says, "The Pit." So it seems that the denizens of the studio have renamed the research wing to the Pit. We don't know why. I mean, we could speculate that perhaps this is just a pit of despair, you know, where all the human experimentation happened, where people were turned into these inky monsters, and people call it a pit of despair now. I don't know. Maybe it's a pit where people are thrown down and end up. But either way guys, it's top level clearance only. We can see in the text beneath the research sign it says top level badges required, and we can actually see that expanded on the little sign beneath the door sign, and this little sign down here says deep 6 level badge required beyond this point. So Deep 6 is obviously a level of clearance, and it seems that this is going to be a gameplay mechanic in the new game. rather than just going to point A to B when we solve a puzzle, we're now going to have to find keycards, kind of like we saw in Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach recently, gain levels of security to get about the studio, and this particular level of security on the door, as you can see in the background, requires a Deep 6 level badge. So there's going to be some keycards to find to gain access to different areas of the studio. I don't know if this perhaps means it's not going to be chapter based, or if it's going to be like just one big open studio where we can explore. We're going to have to wait and see. But this is certainly interesting. It shows there's going to be more exploration, you know, we're going to have to find items to get into new places, and just kind of giving us a hint at what to expect from the gameplay there. Above the door, we can also see the Gent label. Of course, Gent are going to be returning in a big way in this game. We saw they aided Joey Drew Studios by lending him Thomas Connor, who built the ink machine with his expertise. That's elaborated on in the Bendy books. Here it says, please have your identification ready. It seems security checks were very, very high in this area. And one more thing to note is that, does anyone else notice to the right of the security door, going back to what we said about, you know, this being a pit of despair with human experimentation happening, there seems to be some cells there. So are these the cells where employees were like held captive before they were changed into the lost ones and experimented on in the hopes that they could be turned into cartoon characters? Quite possibly. It seems like this is going to be a very sinister story where it really dives into what happened to these people. Kind of like the Lost Ones book. We find out, if you haven't read the Lost Ones book, it's really good, and it actually explains a little bit more about how people become these Lost Ones. But hopefully we're going to see that actually explained in the game as well here. I don't know guys, I'm kind of all over the place. I haven't written the script for this video. I've just analysed this screenshot as I saw it because I was really excited, and I thought, you know what, I just want to talk about this as I've seen it straight away, just straight from the top of my head. But it definitely seems like this is going to be a research area for human experimentation. That's one takeaway. We can see contraband, which features some key items from the past game, which we may or may not be able to get hold of. Certainly getting the looking glass tool would come in handy there. And of course, we've learnt as well, there are going to be clearance level badges to get to different areas of the studio this time. Not to mention Gent, of course, being front and center and involved in all these shady goings on once again. But that's about it for this video. That's all we've had for the anniversary, unless we're surprised by like a sneaky trailer later, but I don't think that's going to happen. The Meatly has posted a tweet, and I will read you that as well, guys, because it's a nice little tweet from him. He said, 5 years ago today, I unleashed Bendy onto the world. Little did I know how much people would love and fear him. I wanted to do more for this special anniversary, but Bendy in the Dark Revival is 100% my focus right now. Getting close. But stay tuned for a new screenshot today. So that was the Meatly's tweet, and that seems to be what we're getting for this anniversary. I will say, guys, I do believe that they are getting closer with this. I think they're probably just buckling down, working on the last parts of the game now, and I do expect it to be out this year. A lot of people have been asking me for my opinion on this. Is it coming in 2022? I would be very surprised if it didn't. But I'm not obviously saying it's definitely coming, but I think they're going to get this out this year, and you know, we're going to start seeing more as the game nears its release date, I'm sure. But for now, guys, this has been a look at the screenshot released by Joey Drew Studios and the Meatly today for the Bendy anniversary. I want to say happy Bendy anniversary to all of you guys who are Bendy fans, and hopefully you'll tune back in when the new game releases, and I will be doing a full playthrough of Bendy in the Dark Revival, some new theories I'm sure, a look at all the secrets, and explain the story and monsters of the game, of course, as we always do with horror games on this channel. If you have enjoyed this video today, remember to leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more videos just like this one, and I will see you all on the next one.